Ladies and gentlemen of the old world, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to the showdown between Grand Cathay and the Greenskins here on the Rift at the World's Edge. It is going to be the Celestial General actually facing off against Azhag. Celestial Generals are actually very good, a super underrated lord. They have a big clobbering stick, and oh my god, I didn't even know he could ride this thing. That is super cool. Okay, so it's going to be a Celestial General riding on a lion. I legitimately did not know that he could ride this thing. You almost see him on foot and horse usually, but yeah, he does have the Celestial Sweep ability, which pretty much is karate chops to infantry unit that he's embroiled in, and he does have the Fearsome Roar. Wow, that's actually a pretty good little combo. I like that. I might have to steal that. Granted, I don't really like playing Cathay, but if I ever do, I'm going to steal that. So for the rest of the army here, it's going to be Jade Warrior Halberds and just Jade Warriors. You know, obviously not much infantry diversity on this faction. And it is going to be backed up by Crane Gunners. Now, Crane Gunners can be very devastating. They, much like Jazales or Hawk on Long Rifles, can really turn the tide of a fight at a distance if they are left to their own devices. But that is the question. Can you defend them against Greenskin aggression, the squigs, the pressure, the swarming, the errors, like all that stuff, right? It really, really adds up. A single cannon in the back, that is going to be probably poking trolls and maybe looking for squigs, and it is going to be defended by a spear. So what is the caster going to be for this army? I assume he's probably got his caster in reserve and will be calling it in. Now for the armies of Hitman Hippo here, he's going to be rocking Night Goblins and Night Goblins looking to Vanguard up. A lot of Error Boys, and he's got Black Orcs in the mix, Squig Herds to chew down the Jade Warriors, and the Nasty Skulkers, the Nasty Boys moving through the trees. You gotta love it. This is super cool. So they're going to be sneaking around the side of the battlefield, obviously looking to jump on top of the Crane Gunners as well as the cannon. So the sneaky gits are at it once again. So the objectives do open, and Grand Cathay going to be using its very light mobility here, the Peasant Horsemen, to contest the objective. So objective 3 does go to them, but it looks like the Greenskins are going to be able to get their clutches on the other objectives. Cannon fire shooting into the Night Goblins does manage to pick off 3 of them, as the Warboy Biggins do arrive, and Azhag is going to need to be juking the entire game. Buna is okay against Grand Cathay. You can use it on Jade Lancers, you can use it on, you know, I guess like a Halberd unit. There's a couple things, but Spirit Leash is going to be his stronger pick most likely when it comes to dueling and just finishing off like targets he's trying to finish. For the Greenskins, what's probably going to happen is they're going to just grab objectives 1 and 2 and just kind of hunker down there. Cannon fire, though, doing a lot of work, man. I feel like Grand Cathay's cannons sometimes just do better than the Empire's in terms of accuracy, but even then, yeah, that was a really, really nice shot right there. And yeah, that's big value. Hitman Hippo is still creeping in the shadows. We do see the Nasty Skulkers being very patient, as they should be. You know, in the beginning of the game, people are on guard and they're looking for such things typically. If I'm using artillery against Greenskins, I'm typically going to have a unit in the choke points on the sides to scout for such shenanigans against stealth factions. But in this case, yeah, you just be patient, wait it out. You know, wait till the 3 or 4 minute mark when, you know, people are like, okay, the danger has passed. And then you move in and send it in, and that's where you get your bread. Ooh, Fire Rain Rockets. I like this. I got to say, I really like Youst's style here. Calling in all the artillery and just cackling, and, you know, it's great. So Fire Rain's going to be unleashed. And yeah, Buna against Crane Gunners is also very good too. That's something I neglected to mention, but it is going to just annihilate these things. They might still be online though. That's the only thing. They're going to break, but there's a chance they could come back, although that is a lot of damage, maybe going to be a shattered. So 22 wins of magic to kill a 900 gold unit. Definitely worth it, right? So those Crane Gunners are broken. There is a chance they could come back as the big volleys coming in from the Fire Rain Rockets begin to tee off on just Goblins though. So nothing terribly substantial, right? So Cathay is just going to be trying to value trade at a distance, but that is a lot of Greenskins to get through. It ain't going to be easy. Squigs do get rampaged, though. So we do see the Crane Gunners over here. So these Crane Gunners right here were able to rampage these Squigs and potentially pulling them to their dooms. That's really good. Like Youst is going fishing here. He's pulling in the old Squigs and trying to lure them into his spears and infantry units that can potentially counter them. Hitman Hippo, though, does get back here with the Nasty Skulkers, and we do see Azhag moving here, but Azhag could be in some danger, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the Celestial General, who honestly is probably a bit of a better fighter. Yeah, he's got higher melee attack. Weapon strength is pretty comparable. Durability on the Celestial General is probably better, though, too. We do have 100 armor versus, you know, is it 100? 80 armor versus 70. So it's close enough, but definitely good enough to fight Azhag off. And that was not a good situation for Hippo. I mean, Azhag is such a glass cannon. He gets caught in one bad situation, and he just gets karate chopped. And he's going to continue getting chased here, as we do see the Celestial General hot on his tail, the Fearsome Roar activated. I mean, if he got broken, the one thing about Azhag that sucks about his speed is when he breaks, he runs off the battlefield really quickly. So we will see if Hitman Hippo is going to be able to escape here. Now, back on the objective, we do see the Goblins duking it out. Squigs were lured to their doom, and one of the ambushes was detected, the Goblin Wolf Riders, but the Nasty Skulkers, they've arrived. Oh, this is such a fun moment when you're playing Greenskins. Like when you get an ambush like this, it just feels so good. So the Skulkers do get in, and he's targeting one and then moving to the other to kind of drag down both of them, which is very smart. Now, there are going to be some Jade Lancers called in to try and salvage this, but the problem is Jade Lancers are going to suck probably against the Nasty Skulkers. They're pretty good armor piercing, good melee attack, and they got the Jade Lancers without their charge, really. And now they're just going to value trade back here. As a matter of fact, one cannon is probably going to be taken offline, and the Jade Lancers could even be in trouble. Hippo was able to escape with Azhag, so he's going to be fleeing the scene. Looking at Objective 2 right now, we do see Objective Dose is being held down by the Greenskins, as is Objective 1. Grand Cathay, though, still anchoring on Objective 3, which is nice, so they haven't lost that ground yet. Goblin Wolf Riders on the flank have been dealt with. Jade Warrior Halberds and Jade Warriors are grinding against the Orc Boy Legions. And up in the sky, we have another Duel of Fates. This feels like a huge mistake here. Maybe a lapse in micro by Hitman Hippo. To let Azhag fight like this, it's just, I mean, it's really risky. The Celestial General's full health. He's cackling on that thing. And yeah, Azhag should just be basically running on the edge of the map right now and just hiding for the rest of the game. And, you know, popping in to cast a Spirit Leech and Buna from time to time. But Greenskins are a fickle leadership faction. You really, really don't want to be in that situation. So in the backfield, we do see the cannon taken offline. So the Nasty Skulkers were super cost effective. They took down a cannon, did some good damage against the Jade Lancers on the way out. So that was a big win there that probably is going to help keep Hitman Hippo in the game that he's currently on the back foot in a little bit. I mean, he does have objectives, but having your Greenskin Lord be that low this early is very scary. So Fearsome Roar activated, but good play here using the Squig Hoppers to move in. Oh, the Celestial Sweep! Oh my god, look at that. Cleaved those units! Oh my god, that was a straight KO right there. Yeah, this guy, man, on this thing is really good. So he just cleaved those Night Goblin Squig Hoppers and Fearsome Roared them, the combo, just to break them off. And that is big money there, ladies and gentlemen. So the Fire Rain Rocket's still online, and they're just kind of wearing down the assets on the flank here. Will Grand Cathay be able to hold on to this point? We're going to see. The Boar Boy Biggins have arrived onto the point, but there are Halberds here as well, which are kind of saturated in combat. That might be able to make a difference. But if he loses this point, it could start to get dangerous. That 3 victory ticket per second is a very stressful thing, as the Celestial General is going to be chasing down Azhag, trying to get that kill, but Azhag is just teasing, offering a little bit, but he does Spirit Leech him, and the value's close. 5.5 against 4.5, so only about 1,000, which is a game that is, you know, still contested. Not one that's necessarily over. And the Greenskins, of course, doing very well on the objectives. We do see some of the Cathay Cab being pushed back by the Boar Boy Biggins, which, of course, Greenskins are pretty good against other Cab factions. They typically will win most Cab fights. Another Searing Doom going down there from our Grand Cathay Wizard, so it looks like there's an Alchemist popping out. Searing Doom is an incredibly good spell, and actually does stabilize the capture weight a little bit, so that bombards the infantry here and is going to be giving Cathay the tools they need to grab that point. Now, Celestial General's back, and the Greenskins are calling in. I love this pick by Hitman Hippo as well. The Black Orcs in the late game, I think that's really nice. If you're just trying to win on points and you need an anchor piece that can just grind through Cathay infantry for like 10 years, they're your boys. They're very okay as like a mid-late game call-in. Black Orcs out of the gates are a little bit risky sometimes, depends on the map, but like, you know, the artillery is going to be primed. You know, there's a lot of variables like that that are tricky. And look at that, the cannon actually comes back online. That is a huge win for use. The fact that he was able to rally that cannon from the ambush earlier is pretty massive. And those cannons are gonna, you know, keep generating value. And Grand Cathay is suddenly looking like they're in a position where they can start pushing back against the Greenskins. And that's very much the paradigm of domination in this matchup, is that, or for almost all of Cathay's matchups really, is that you're going to be on the back foot, you're going to be holding and value trading, and then you need to break your opponent to the point where you can then, you know, push back. Looks like some Witchcraft's going to be going down here. Golden Hounds of Gehenna going to be tickling the pickle on those Boar Boys, as we do see some Jade Lancers move in, and Crowmen are hot in pursuit of Azhag. You know, you really want to get the kill on him. You could probably honestly just stick a cannon on him and be fine. We do have some Crane Gunners that have come back, but it looks like Use has not rallied those yet. Those could be sitting and shooting at those Wolf Riders, although, yeah, one unit of Crane Gunners does get rode down. This is a little bit dangerous. Hippo did find an opening. He came through the seam here, this valley, and was able to get his Wolf Riders to now have a feast, potentially. I mean, man, if they can get back there and get on top of the Grand Cannon or the Fire Rain Rockets, any of these units, it's going to be very juicy. Although Peasant Horsemen do come out and get the ambush, it looks like Peasant Horsemen are going to deal with that. Now, Black Orcs are going to be punished by the Fire Rain Rockets. How's the ammunition situation? Pretty low. So ultimately, the Black Orcs probably will be chilling, and now it looks like they're going to be taking their big old beaten sticks, and they're going to be moving across to do battle. Talk about a lopsided. God, how shitty would this be? Like being one of these guys, having to fight these guys? I mean, that is just so awful. Yeah, well, the Black Orcs move in. Like, you would think, like, I feel like a rank of peasants with spears, like being charged by like 9-foot tall gigachads in full plate and battle axes who are just like exponentially stronger than you and bigger, you know, like I think they would just run realistic. I mean, that's basically what happened. They fought for about, you know, 5 seconds and then routed. So I guess that was accurate. Yeah, it was an apt representation of how that would perhaps go. Another Searing Doom going to be going down from the Alchemist, going to be bombarding those units. Grand Cathay now making a play for the middle objective, so the Peasant Spears moving over. Crane Gunners definitely need to get on top of the Black Orcs. That'd be a great counter against them. As we do have the Celestial General, maybe going to get a catch on Azhag. Azhag does get beat up. It's a lot of micro to keep that man alive. Celestial General sitting at a good amount of HP. His Celestial Sweep will be very good against the Black Orcs too. Like if he lands amongst them and does his big AoE cleave, that would be Bread City for sure. All right, so objective 3 is secure. Definitely Cathay could do a little bit of housekeeping on some units, although in a desperation situation like this, probably keeping them all in the field isn't a terrible idea either. Crane Gunners have come back online, so we see the Crane Gunners training their rifles onto the Black Orcs, and that's huge value. Black Orcs, you know, as Giga Chad as they are in melee at a distance, they don't want to be shot by armor-piercing guns. They're going to have a really bad time. And you can see the Crane Gunner shots are teeing off in the edge of the formation. Many of the Black Orcs are being mulched, and the peasants are a little bit more willing to fight this time. They do have Harmony, actually, from the Onyx Crowmen up in the sky, so that will buff their stat line a little bit. Fire Rain shooting into the Black Orcs here, and it's about to run out of ammunition, so the resummon is probably going to be in play. And we do see Hitman Hippo threatening here with a 300 gold cav unit. Just going to be jumping onto objective 3, trying to troll, but I think the halberds are going to be arriving there probably before it's an issue and should stabilize that. So then the question is he going to have enough time to get the Black Orcs off the objective here as Hitman Hippo and Azhag do circle around, continuing to pressure where they can. Iron Hail Gunners coming in. I mean, you still have a lot of time. Your opponent's not even at 1,000 points yet, so it still is, you know, there still is some cushion. Another Spirit Leech going down to the Celestial General, so he's going to get a little bit worn down here as the Onyx Crowmen do head across. It's funny, in tabletop, Spirit Leech actually lowers your leadership. It doesn't do damage, but yeah, it's always fun kind of playing tabletop and seeing the comparison of like the... Although Old World is different than, you know, Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition, which obviously this is more based around. Although I don't recall what it did in 8th, but maybe one of you guys can let me know. So Iron Hills are going to be zeroing in on the Orc Boar Boys, trying to waste those guys if they can. Azhag is being attacked by the Dread Crows, and he's got 800 HP. If Azhag were to die, I think that would break open the game for Grand Cathay, or be routed off the battlefield, because then, you know, suddenly minus 16 leadership on all these like low-ish leadership units. Oh man, what's going on here? Yeah, you cannot let this happen. If Cathay loses his objective, that could really, really cost him the game. And I think he realizes this now, and it's going to be getting his Peasant Horsemen up there. But that was really dodgy, dude. That was like a close game-losing situation there. Jade Warrior Halberds seemed to have idled, so he probably gave them an attack order on something that may be routed off the field or is no longer a valid target. But this is big money right here, guys. We got the Iron Hill Gunners just firing away, blasting into the Black Orcs, doing big damage. Those guys are going to be paying the troll toll pretty damn hard, ladies and gentlemen. So Celestial General might be able to carry this. Halberds moving up. On the side, the Boar Boys do arrive, and now the Halberds, as well as the Jade Warrior crossbows, are going to start shooting into the Savage Orc Boar Boys here. Objective is in the clutches of Grand Cathay for now, and probably will remain that way when the Halberds do arrive. 10.8 against 9.2. Greenskins are a faction that really do feel a value deficit. Like, they really feel it because of the leadership and, you know, some of the other variables in the roster. You know, just a lot of junky, lowish leadership units is mainly the big culprit, though. Black Orcs here probably going to end up losing to the Halberds with the support of the Metalcaster. And now the Celestial General is continuing to get Spirit Leech, 672 HP. Crane Gunners should just, zero in on Azhag right now, and they do. Good. Very good here. He's going to be at -2 leadership. And now he's going to be fleeing the scene, so Azhag's going to be at -7, pushed off the battlefield here as the Iron Hail Gunners going to be switching onto the Goblin Wolf Riders. Here they come, and oh, I love Last Samurais in this game. It's one of my favorite things. The Wolf Riders, though, do get the charge, and they are able to punt and get good deeps against these Iron Hails. Iron Hail Gunners have god-awful melee stats, so they'll fold up pretty quickly, even against just trash tier like cav like Goblin Wolf Riders. Onyx Crowmen, though, definitely have enough DPS to fend those off. And we do see Azhag beginning to run. Currently, as it stands, it probably will be a triple cap situation, but I think there's a lot of time for Grand Cathay to get their momentum, and most likely going to be a victory here for Grand Cathay, which is cool to see. Grand Cathay is a very hard faction to play. They obviously have a lower win rate. They're not like in the upper echelon, but you know they can win against competitive top tier factions. It just, you can't make a lot of mistakes. They're very unforgiving. You know, they're tricksy hobbitses, to say the least. So Celestial General going to be circling down there. Cannon shooting in into the Orc Boar Boy Biggins. So they're getting her done. And we do see the Celestial General with 600 HP. Fearsome Roar actually removes immune to psychology, right? If memory serves. Let me go ahead and check this. Yeah, so you could actually terror out Black Orcs, which is kind of cool. But he doesn't want to stay there. Yeah, Cathay doesn't want to be taking the leadership hits. That is for damn sure. Azhag literally on death's bed on the edge of the battlefield. Very fortunate. But Cathay just has so much more on the battlefield. Cannons teeing off. Beautiful stuff. Able to just waste these Orc Boar Boy Biggins. Crowmen will also tear them to shreds. Boar Boy Biggins have awful stats against things that aren't large, and Crowmen just are perfectly designed to deal with them in an open field situation like this. So they're going to harry and push those guys down. And we do see the Greenskins heavily reinforcing Objective 1, knowing that they can just win on one objective here. We'll do a tiny bit of fast forwarding as we get to the final battle. So we do see the hordes of the Greenskins maneuvering over here. Peasant Horsemen going to be thrown to the dogs. A bit of a micro blunder right there. But yeah, I mean, this could definitely still be a victory for the Greenskins. They have a lot of stuff here. And the fact that Azhag lived is so freaking clutch. If Azhag had died, dude, it would have been over. Like, the Greenskins would probably be routing across the field, and they would get folded off this objective. Also, the Spirit Leech being really persistent is huge, right? Like, if the Celestial General was able to be more involved in this objective safely, that would be massive, just the terror element against the, Orc Boys and Squigs and different things like this. So, the battle rage is on here, and Grand Cathay is taking its sweet time getting over there. They better hurry, man. And I don't know if he's realized. Yeah, he's realized now. So he's moving in. We do see the Jade Warrior Halberds and the Peasant Horsemen arriving on the point, and Orc Boys are here, and Jade Warrior Halberds going to be pretty big. Definitely going to be some of the big breadwinners. And we got Crane Gunners coming across the field. Little trolling like this is very good. Like, tiny little plays like this can be the difference between winning and losing a game. Because, you know, what do you do? Yeah, probably just send the Celestial General over there. That's actually a very good call by Used. So up on the point, we do have the Jade Warriors arriving and the Peasant Horsemen, and are they going to be able to get the capture weight? Very, very hard to say. Cannon fire still shooting into the Orc Boys, and we do have Jade Lancers and Peasant Spearmen coming out of the trees, Iron Hill Gunners, and a lot of reinforcements coming in from the far side here. Looks like the Celestial General was able to rout those Goblins off, and now the Onyx Crowmen going to be swarming. So he's got like around 2 minutes to get this point, and it's going all right. The Jade Lancers and the Halberds fighting together. If they could get a Crowman here to provide harmony to these units, that would be insanely powerful. Crowmen, of course, do provide the yin harmony, whereas Yang is provided by these melee units. So when Crowmen fight with your infantry, it's extremely good. They just get a huge stat line buff, which is very, very powerful. Crane Gunner's moving up, trying to draw line of sight, but having some issues, and it looks like Hitman Hippo is going to take advantage of that. Maybe, although nope, Crane Gunners are just going to be able to shoot. Capture weight is now going for Grand Cathay, as the Crowmen and Peasant Spears and the Halberds just are able to grind through most of these units. And did Azhag? Oh, that's what did it. Azhag eventually broke. It looks like he was wavering and he ran off the battlefield. Okay, that is what is going to do the Greenskins in. I mean, would they have held with him on the field? Maybe so. It's hard to say. Probably not. I think there's enough Cathay here, and you know the Celestial General's back. He's probably out of Winds of Magic. Grand Cathay is probably going to edge this one out, unless there's a Blunderooski over. Oh God, man. Him and Hippo, ever the scrappy veteran. Dude, what a stressful situation for our poor Cathay player. He's like been fighting tooth and nail to try and get back in this, but then there's like a surprise on the other side. Here's 12 capture weight with a ton of speed, but this is a very good tactic, and there are going to be some light cav arriving. These Jade Warrior Halberds are hustling, man. They're trying to get there. He's going to be at 1,300 points, and yeah, he would obviously... Dude, this guy just got really, really close. Oh, my God. Completely safe over here. Pretty much all the marbles are right here. Oh, they're so close. But he charges off. He's trying to stay on the objective, and are they going to get there in time? He's got a force path. You got to just be spam clicking on the point. And oh my God, it's going to flip. Oh my God. Is he going to have time to get it back? Okay, the tickets are going again, guys. And I'm pretty sure he just wins on one here. But the two Halberds arriving probably are going to be enough because that is a lot of capture weight. There's going to be Crowmen coming over. And I don't think it's going to be enough time. But man, if this game had been a tiny bit closer, that would have been such a scrappy one. And it would have been an excellent comeback. But the Jade Warrior Halberds do arrive. The Dragon Emperor's Chosen are here. And they are, oh, that was actually really cool when they like formed ranks like that and put their halberds up. Yeah, Cathay's got some cool aesthetics for sure. But are they going to get it? Oh, the hype is here. I don't think so, though. No freaking way. Halberd's able to get it. Very Chad play there by the Hippo. Almost got it for him. Although, on the other side, dude, this guy's a maniac. But at this point, Grand Cathay just wins on 2 objectives, so it doesn't matter. But, dude, the cheeky back and forth is very, very flavorful for Greenskins. Pretty big blunder here by Grand Cathay, moving all these... they overchased, right? Like, if these units had stayed back here, there would be no threat of this. He was probably so stressed about what was happening over here, but he still gets a W. What an insane game. Well played to Used as well as Hitman Hippo. Very fun match. And, yeah, as far as the builds go, I love the Sleeper Black Orcs, but they got punished pretty good by the Crane Gunners. My favorite thing was the Celestial General, though. I totally forgot he could ride that lion, and you could see it was impactful. You know, he was good. Azhag still got good value despite being weak, but yeah, it's the advantage of him being a caster. And yeah, it was just overall a great match. We can look at some of the loose values here. Crane Gunners 1,500, 1,200, Cannon getting 1,100 value, which is awesome. Fire Rain Rocket 1,800, dude. Artillery, man, he's making it look good there. And yeah, overall fun stuff. GG, well played, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. See you around.